Jon Fitch, what's the pandemic life been like for you, man? Is the training affected at all for this one, or?
Well, I bought a house, a townhouse last June, and the first thing I did was build a gym in my garage. So I kind of didn't have to change a lot with the pandemic because I was already at home doing everything from home. I have a little podcasting studio, my weight set up, and my whatever there. I can train people from my gym. I can make videos. I've been doing a lot of like technique videos and online course stuff. I'm getting prepped to do some more of those things. So like my life didn't change a ton with the pandemic, other than when I go out, I'm like, oh yeah, like it's people are wearing masks and this stuff's going on. So yeah.
And we had heard some rumors about maybe you having fought a couple weeks ago against Yaroslav Amosov, and he had mentioned it, I think, at the press conference. Was that just an injury, or was it a timing thing for you?
Oh yeah, I was offered Neiman Gracie first, and that was a great fight. Something fell through with Neiman. He wasn't going to be able to make the original fight, and it was better to wait for Neiman.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're looking, I guess, from this point in your career, you just kind of want those more established guys than being somebody. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to make any more money to fight a top-ranked guy. I would rather win the title and then fight him for the title. Let him challenge me for the title. I win this fight. I would see me. It would make sense that I would fight Lima, and then I would be up to
That's what I'll
take all challengers at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. Led me right into my next question. The fact that you were eliminated from that tournament in the way that you were. I mean, if you go out here and you beat Neiman Gracie, do you feel like that kind of puts you into that slot where you could be next?
I would think so.
Yeah.
I think not just because of rankings or whatever, but it's my level of notoriety. I think it would bring more eyeballs to the fight. It would be a big fight, and it would be big fight. A lot of people would want to see the old guy maybe win a title.
Yeah, you talk about being the old guy. What do you attribute your success to? I mean, I think you're 5-0-1 in your last 6 fights. Not many people are doing what you're doing for as long as you did it at your age. So what has been the difference between you and everyone else that's come and gone over the years?
Mean doesn't age.
I like it, man. That's awesome.
I mean, I attribute a lot of it to strength training. I think strength training and lifting weights is the real true fountain of youth. I think you keep your testosterone levels in a good place. You don't age. I think people give up and they start getting lazy and not working out. They start eating terrible foods, processed stuff, and they just let themselves go. And I think if you keep putting the tools and the nutrients in your body that it needs to repair itself, and you keep lifting weights, we live in a gravity-based environment. If you're not fighting against gravity, you're letting gravity win. So I make a lot of posts on Instagram, don't let gravity win. Lift, even if you're just picking one day a week to pick something up heavy, like at least you're doing something. You're better off doing that than, cardio on your Stairmaster or whatever. So I think I attribute a lot of my longevity to that. Also, just the way that I listen to my body, I won't push myself into injury positions like through exhaustion. I make sure that if I'm feeling run down, I'll step back and take a day off or take a light workout or replace something. The amount of time and effort I put into technical training early in my career has left room for me to not have to take as much time to do it now. So like I got my black belt in 2008. I've been a black belt for 12 years. I don't have to do the meticulous 2 to 3 hours a day of jiu-jitsu training to get that level. I already know how to do what I need to do at that level. I'm still learning and growing, but as long as I'm in shape and I'm strong, like the tools that I acquired 12 years ago, they're still there.
Yeah, and that was going to be my next question. I mean, do you ever hit a point where you're like, if I'm 48 and I'm still feeling pretty good, I'm going to call it quits? Is there kind of an age limit you're putting on it? Just literally does it just really come down to it?
I put a fun limit on it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the reason I was thinking about retiring, is because it was starting not to be fun. It was becoming too much like pro wrestling, just the scoring, just the draw. The fight, I won 5 rounds. I won 5 rounds. I after the fight, I thought I won 3. Then I watched it back. I thought I won 4. And then 2 weeks later, I was like, no, I definitely won 5 rounds. So like, it's just, you put your soul into something so much, and the reward just seems so little sometimes in this sport. And it's heartbreaking, and it's hard to want to do it. So like for me, it's got to be fun. Right now, it's got to be something that I'm excited about. I'm excited about fighting Neiman Gracie. It's a great challenge. you know, I fought a lot of the guys that they've trained, but I haven't fought a Gracie. And I think it's an honor to fight that family. So I'm looking forward to it. And then I win the fight, it puts me in a position where I'm quite arguably fighting for a title next. That's fun. So I'm into it.
Yeah, and break down the matchup a little bit. I'm sure a lot of people on paper see this, oh, you know, it's a wrestler versus a jiu-jitsu guy. Do you think it's a little bit beyond that?
I mean, I've got a lot of tools to use, but it's a situation where one guy is so good at what he does that if he drags you into that arena, like, you can have problems. Jake Shields was a similar fight. Damian Maia, similar fight. You know, it doesn't matter how good you are in certain areas. They're so good in that one area that if you make one mistake, you're in trouble. I mean, if I trained with Ed Ruth made one little mistake and got choked. So, like, anything can happen. He's got a high skill set. He's a master at what he does. I'm a master at a number of things. I'm hoping that my masters will overcome his master.
There you go. Well, I appreciate the time, and good luck, man.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.